Hey guys, how are you? I'm doing a video today on hygiene, okay? Everybody should have some sort of a hygiene kit in their inch bag, in their bug out bag, because who wants to be stinky and nasty and smelly, okay? Who wants to bug out with somebody who's stinky and nasty and smelly, and who wants to sleep in the same tent with somebody who's stinky and nasty and smelly? Not to mention the germs, the possibility of infections and illnesses and things. Cleanliness is important. Cleanliness is next to godliness. Remember that. You got to stay clean, okay? If you're not clean, you're going to get a scrape on your hand. It's going to get infected because of the bacteria on your skin because you had to dress an animal, okay? Definitely you'll want to keep clean. Now, you can make soap in the field. It's not that tough, okay? You take hardwood ashes and you soak them in water to make lye water, okay? And then this is just an encapsulated version. You're going to need to learn how to do this. You need to follow and get some videos. I'm not going to go through step-by-step tutorial. But you take the lye water and you add animal fat of some sort. You marry the two and you cook them together. You pour it into a mold. It hardens and dries, and voila, you got a bar of soap, okay? Now, with Lye Soap, you have to let it cure. You don't want to use it right away. It's very harsh, but it'll get you clean, okay? But you want to let it sit for a while. So don't wait till you're down to your last little teeny tiny bit of soap to go make some. Make some, you know, got a bar, make another bar and let it sit until this bar is done. So anyway, or you know, it's not hard if you have a bug out location, or if you have, you know, if you're bugging in, it's easy to stockpile bars of soap, okay? They store pretty much for forever. Ivory may not. I think it flakes up after a while. But a lot of other stuff will store for years and years and years and years, and it's still just as good as it was the day when it was made. Now, that's enough on soap. But you can look on how to make lye soap. It's not that hard. And you're going to need soap to wash your clothes. You're going to need soap to wash your body, your hair, your dishes, you know, and you're not going to be able to take Dawn dishwashing liquid out there with you. You might have a little vial of it to start with, but that's not going to last long, okay? So, oh, those are just... So, you know, you're going to want to be able to learn how to make soap if you need to in the field, okay? And it can be done. It's really not that hard, okay? Now that we're talking about soap, you're going to want something to wash yourself with. This washcloth isn't going to be used for cleaning out your dishes. It's not going to be used for filtering water. It's not going to be used for anything but cleaning yourself, okay? You know, you're going to, what you do, the best way to conserve soap, okay, is to get the washcloth wet, rub the soap on the washcloth till it gets some on there, and then use it, okay? And then rinse it out. Now, after you're done, make sure you wash the washcloth with the leftover soap, and then rinse it out really, really good so that it's clean, okay? Because you're washing your dirty body with it, and there's liable to be all kinds of things on your body that you want washed out. Like, it could be animal blood, it could sweat, bacteria, you know, funk, toe jam, whatever, okay? You definitely want to take really, really good care of your feet, okay? And your feet, without your feet and your hands, you're screwed. You can't do anything without your feet and hands. If you get cuts on your hands because you didn't wear gloves and your hands weren't clean and it got infected, now your hand's all swelled up and turning gangrenous, and you're going to have to chop it off like that guy had to cut off his arm because he got caught under a rock. Yeah. So there's a lot of reasons for cleanliness. Those are just the more graphic ones, okay? Now, this is just a bar of dial soap. Keep it in a Ziploc baggie so that it wouldn't get everything in my girl kit, as I call it, covered with soap residue and a washcloth. Okay, first thing. Next thing you want to do is you're going to want to make sure your teeth are clean. Okay, now this is just a small tube. You can get the little travel toothpaste. This is not going to last forever, okay? And at that point, a person's just going to have to use what they can find. Whether, you know, if you're scrummaging around in some house that was abandoned and you see a old thing of baking soda, hey, you just struck gold, okay? But anyway, this is just a little small tube of toothpaste because I want to be minty fresh. If I'm going to be the end of the world, we have to be minty fresh, right? No, I'm just teasing. Now, this was a toothbrush that was one of those big long ones, right? And I just took and cut it off because we don't need a great big long one. This one's just leave the thumb hold and you're good to go. You don't have to have a great big long one. Now this was in a little travel kit. I have 2 toothbrushes because one is not going to last very, forever. Or you may lose it, or it starts losing its little bristles. Whatever the case may be, you need a backup. 2 is 1 and 1 is none, right? So have 2 toothbrushes. Have a little extra bar soap. These little hotel soaps, okay? This one's all broke up. I'm not going to use this one, but it can be used, okay? I could put it in there and use it to clean my dishes, okay? So I don't use my body soap on my dishes. Whatever the case may be, you just want soap and you want to be able to keep your teeth clean. Now, speaking of teeth, I got one of these little Altoids chewing gum thingies. This is a really handy little tin, by the way, and in it fits those little toothpicks and flossers. Okay, I get things stuck in my teeth really bad. Now, one of these things, you don't have to use them once and throw them away. You can use them and rinse them off and use them again and again and again until it finally breaks or wears completely out. So having 10 or 15 of these are going to be, they last a long time. And then you have the nice little tin when you're done. So you definitely want to be able to do that. Deodorant. This one's a big one. They have the smaller travel ones that are about, 3 inches tall. They won't last forever. When this runs out, I probably won't have any more. Okay. And it is what it is. But I'm going to start out with at least a fresh one. This one's never been opened. Okay. Now, a mirror. So you can see. You can also use it as a signaling device if you're just lost or something. But I have a mirror. Okay. I've got this little alcohol prep pad in there. Just in case I need to clean the mirror. But also, if this thing, it had 2 mirrors in it, and the other one came unglued and came out. And I figured if this one come out, I didn't want it rattling around in there. So I put that little prep pad in there just to keep it from rattling around if it came loose. And I keep it in this nice little dinky case right here. Because anything with something in it like a mirror that could break, I want to just take a little special care from, even though it's in a little metal container. Okay, so I have a mirror to be able to comb my hair, do my face, whatever. If I need to look on the back of my neck or on the side of my neck to see if there's something biting me, I've got a mirror. So a mirror is actually kind of an important little item, just for several different reasons. So you can, you can hold it and see behind you. You can hold it and see if there's anything on your back. Whatever, hold it down so you can see if there's anything biting you on the butt, if you felt something there, felt something crawling on you. And ticks and stuff are going to be an issue. So, especially if you're out in the woods. Now, this is all for girl stuff. So, guys, you may or may not want to look at this part. But I've got some hair bands, okay? I'll probably take this one out because it's fat and squishy and it's light colored. And in the field, I think I need to stick with darker colors or neutral tones. But some hair bands, okay, to pull your hair up out of your face. Now, I have a pair of scissors in my girl kit. So if I need to, I can cut my hair off. Now, cutting your hair off does a couple of things. It takes a whole lot less water and a whole lot less soap to wash your hair if it's short. And I'm speaking to girls and guys. Sometimes guys have really long hair too. But a pair of scissors. It doesn't have to be hair scissors. I just happen to have some hair scissors because I trim my own hair. I pull it on here when it's wet and I trim it off. But any kind of a pair of scissors that will cut, anything. You can use this to cut bandaging. You can use it to cut pretty much. This is a really good quality pair of scissors. You don't want to have to get the super cheap, cheesy ones. Okay, because those might not last. You want to get a good pair of scissors. They don't have to be this long. They have shorter ones. They even have longer ones. But you definitely need a good pair of scissors in your kit somewhere. It doesn't have to be in your girl kit, or if you're not a girl, I apologize. Okay, now we got a hairbrush. Now I've got 2 little hairbrushes. I got this little hairbrush right here, and yeah, it works fine. And then I've got this one that folds up. This one was in a travel set. It was with this toothbrush. Now, I don't think I need 2 brushes, but these ones with the squishy center, they're notorious for this centerpiece coming out, okay, and messing up. So I figure I'll use this one till it gives up and then use this one. So we've got a hairbrush. Now, as far as hair goes, I've got this thing right here. And what this does is it squishes down, okay? I can take and put my hair, twist it, okay? And just wrap it around and put this over it. This thing won't last forever either. But you put this over it and you just squeeze it and it holds your hair in a bun, okay? So that's one thing. Now, as far as other hygiene goes, you have to worry about toenails, fingernails, splinters, things of that nature. I've got a little travel type kit. I put it together. It came with some things, but I wanted a bigger pair of nail clippers because it's possible I'll need it to clip fishing line too. It's got these, which these are really not that great. They're kind of cheesy, but they have a little bit wider bite on them, which is why I went ahead and left them in there. Okay, I've got a good pair of Revlon. Now these are much better quality than these other ones. I may take those other ones out. Don't really need it. And then I've got the smaller tweezers. These are really fine pointed ones. These are great for getting splinters. And then here's another pair that's got the wider jaw. These are also Revlon. So you guys, you know, if you want really good quality tweezers, go to the girls section, because in the these are Revlon ones, and these will last you years and years. This is a really good one right here. As a matter of fact, I think I'm going to take that one out right now. Don't need to be in there. And it comes in this little travel kit that holds it all together nice and neat where it doesn't get it lost. Have Blistex. It's a brand new tube. Now, one thing I'm going to tell you about the Blistex and chapstick and stuff like that. If you leave it in your bag and you leave it in your car, this stuff will melt out of there. Okay, just saying. And you won't have any chapstick for SHTF, even though you've put 10 tubes in your bag. Okay, this stuff will just disappear. It'll disappear. So, you know, only keep it in there. It's not going to get hot. Now, as far as sleeping goes, I have a pair of earplugs. And I also have a mask. Because I don't know about you guys, but if it's daylight, I can't sleep. Okay? There might be times when you need to sleep during the day and move at night. Okay? It's easy to, you know, get off. You can just pull it right off if you need to see. But it blocks the light, and it's poofy out here so it doesn't get into your eyes and you can sleep. And now in SHTF situation, if you're worried, you may or may not want to put on the earplugs. I don't know if I'll ever use them because I can go to sleep with a little bit of noise. But there are some people that can't. So I have earplugs in here just in case I need them, but I'll probably never use them. But I bet $1 I'll be using these. Okay, these little eye patches. Because if I do have to travel at night and sleep during the day, I can't hardly sleep if it's light outside. And I'll need something to darken it up for me. Because I won't be able to, if I'm going to be sleeping during the day and traveling at night, I may not want to set up my tent. I might just want to set out a bedroll. Okay? Because tents are big and they're easier to see, right? It's easier to conceal just a small flat pad that you're sleeping on than it is a great big tent or a big tarp setup. Now, that being said, if it's raining or snowing or, you know, anything like that, of course you're going to have that up. But these can be really handy. I know a lot of people are going to laugh at these, and that's okay. You can laugh on it if you want to. I don't care. It's all good. To each his own, because this is the kit designed for me, not for everybody else. So that is my girl kit, my hygiene kit, my girl kit. Now, do keep your hygiene kit and your medical kit and your medicine kit separate, because your first aid kit can't be necessarily where I've just figured this out. Because I had that big first aid kit. I'm redoing it. You're going to get a video on that. I had that big first aid kit all fixed up. Well, it's not going to work. And the reason it's not going to work is because it's going to be constantly into my first aid kit, first aid kit, first aid kit. Okay, I need to keep the first aid separate for first aid. And then I'll put my medicines that I might have to take, like if I have to take aspirins and stuff like that, I'll keep that in a separate kit. Because this kit over here with the bandaging and the trauma stuff, it just needs to be left alone until you need it. Otherwise, things are going to get worn out. They're going to get dirty, torn open, used for something else, whatever, and you're not going to have it. So, and then, you know, a little boo-boo kit. Okay, I'm going to get a little boo-boo kit that you know, I don't know, maybe this side's got, it's got some Band-Aids and a tube of antibiotic ointment in it. Okay, you know, just a few Band-Aids and stuff like that, and maybe a couple little alcohol or iodine prep wipes, just so if I get a little tiny nick or cut or scrape, I can just take care of it without having to break into my big first aid kit. So I did have my hygiene kit in this, but this isn't gonna work. Okay, it doesn't get big enough for one, even though it doesn't need to be any bigger than this. These walls are kind of thick and they take up a lot of room. So I liked the fact that it was somewhat rigid so that things like this wouldn't get smushed, but this is not a huge issue for being smushed. And everything else is pretty durable, so I don't need that. That's actually a purse, okay? I just repurposed it and used it for something else. So I'm probably gonna use something like this, or, oh, excuse me, I dropped it, or this. This is a mesh bag, which actually would probably work better, especially if this happens to be somewhat damp, okay? Now this right here, you really shouldn't put it back in your kit until it's dry. You don't want it molding and getting nasty, okay? Because this is what you're gonna be washing your face with and you're gonna be washing your body with. So you wanna keep this as clean and fresh as possible. So wait till it's dry before you put it back in your kit, if at all possible. Now, if, you know, there's times when, you know, oh shit, here comes some zombies down over there, and I need to get out of here. I'm just going to throw it in here and go. Okay. Not that this would be the only thing I take, but you guys get the point. But as a general rule, make sure everything's bone dry before you put it in back in your kit. Okay. Okay, well, guys, I appreciate it. Thumbs up, like, share, subscribe. Look at my $50 off coupon down below for EMP Shield. And y'all come back and see me.